The basketball clip he was going to show.
Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
We are live. It's Hy-Vee Today, Thursday edition. Welcome in, friends. This is Tony Tone, and we are inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on Highway 61. Snow is in the forecast. Are you ready? Did you keep the shovel out? I'm having that thing where my garage is attached to my house. I have like pockets of dirty snow, and I need to just get the push broom and sweep it out. So I keep feeling like someone's just going to do it for me, but I guess I probably need to do that. So don't put away the snowblower, because they're saying, and again, not a meteorologist, potentially for Muscatine and the surrounding areas, this includes you, Wilton and Fruitland and Wapello and Letts, wherever you're live streaming this from, maybe 4 to 8 more inches of snow between tonight, Thursday, through tomorrow, Friday. So keep that in mind. It's going to snow more later tonight and then into tomorrow morning, so your commute might take a few more moments if you're taking kids to school or just trying to get to and from work. And we, again, acknowledge the men and women that are going to be plowing snow for the city and the county. That's a tough gig when you're out at all hours of the night. How do I know that? My dad has had a snow plowing side business for like 30 years, and I think I started going with him when I was 10 years old, hopping in the back of the truck and lifting the 100-pound bags of salt. That's why I'm such a brooding force of a man. All those workouts 20 years ago. So
You're holding up well.
That's right. We're thankful that you're with us, and I'm thankful to have my coworker and the very talented Chef Tess back in the kitchen again today. Chef is just rocking and rolling, cutting some onions, it appears. And today you and Brian McNally are doing something pretty cool, Chef, right?
Yes, we are going to be doing Philly cheesesteak paninis for lunch today, from 11 to 2 in the front of the store. Kind of getting some stuff ready for that right now, and then later on I think I'm going to make one for you to sample. I
could not sample a Philly cheesesteak panini at this hour. Okay, I can.
Okay.
I'm in. What am I going to say? No? I can't be a bad host. I think we're doing like $7 for a full panini and $4 for a half.
Yep.
This is America. I would just get a full panini, and even if you take the other half home, like that's fine.
They're going to be tasty.
Okay, so the secret is really in the quality of the meat and the cheese, right?
Yes, and we're using all DeLusso products today. And DeLusso roast beef is made with Black Angus, which is super delicious.
Yes.
Really excited about that.
I can't wait to try it. Okay. Oh, this is great. I mean, when else do you get to hang out with a professional chef just a few feet away working? So before we get to our guest, I do want to acknowledge really quick MHS bowlers, Reagan Carey and Tyler Harris, who were named Bowlers of the Year for the MAC Conference. That's pretty cool. You know, perhaps the bowling teams need a little bit more recognition, so way to go, Muskie Bowlers, and best of luck. I know that I feel like L&M also has a good bowling program. Personally, I'm not that good of a bowler. Spent a lot of time in a bowling alley growing up, but haven't gone that recently. So let's get to our first guest. He's the president and CEO of the Greater Muscatine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He's a friend. It's Greg Jenkins, first time on the program. Good to see you, buddy.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Yeah, this is exciting to have you.
Appreciate that.
It's a busy day for you because you're here now, you'll go to work, and then you get to do business after hours with the Chamber at Unity Point Health, right?
We will have that networking event this evening for members or members' guests, and it's an opportunity for people to come out and gather and see what's going on at the hospital and just mingle and mix with one another and have a good evening.
So that starts at
5 o'clock.
Okay, so
5 to 7.
And if you haven't been to a business after hours, it's great because there's so many people that. I mean, what's an average attendance?
You know, some of the average attendance is probably about 60 people, I suppose, and it's upwards of 200 at some of the bigger ones. So we could have a pretty good crowd, and you know, Trinity is always really, if you want a good treat and to get a good, nice bite to eat, they
Yeah.
usually put on a pretty good feed. So it's a great place. And we are, it's such a vital piece of our community, that hospital and the healthcare providers there, that it's great that they would welcome us in and put this on. And we need to recognize that this town is not near what it is without that facility, and they do a great job and better all the time.
It's so true. Angie Johnson, who's the new, would it be CEO probably, I guess?
Executive director.
Executive director, okay, thank you. Yeah, Angie's wonderful. I've met her several times. So excited for her in this role, and they do continue to do good things. And I'm also thankful because I'll see Jim Hayes, who retired as executive director from Unity Point Health here in Muscatine, in this store quite often.
Oh, yeah.
So he and I always had a good rapport. Angie's going to be on this show soon. Both my kids were born at Unity Point Health, so we believe in staying in town for healthcare. It just seems to make the most sense.
Agreed.
So, yeah, you're right. In your job, Greg, you really get a sense for all these different businesses, big or small, and why would it be important? So if a new business comes to town, you guys want to meet them, you want to get them sort of, in the mix with everybody. Well, talk about that. So a small business comes to town, and then the chamber shows up to talk about
Well, small business or large business, we want to ensure that they understand what this community has to offer. I mean, we have a very diverse and powerful economy in this town. We have a lot of different companies that maintain a pretty strong presence here, and we do appreciate that. But when somebody is going to come and see the community, it's vital for them to understand throughout what we have to offer. Healthcare, public safety, the infrastructure in place, all of the school system, all of those things ties us all together to be a great town for somebody to consider to not only bring a business here, but to come and live here.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people who work here but don't live here, and we'd like to stem that tide and change that a little bit because it is such a great town for people to live in.
I think about all the different places and things that we have in Muscatine that I think make this desirable place to live. And for me, one of those is the Palms 10 movie theater. I told you off the air that I went to see The Post last night. So I do feel like when people decide to take a job in Muscatine, it only makes sense. Quite honestly, I drove before we moved to Muscatine when I started at Hahn 6 years ago for that brief stint. I drove from Muscatine, and it got old really quick. I drove from Rock Island to Muscatine, and it was just a matter of a few months before we moved. So you're right, it is important when these businesses come to town, they create jobs, that we can keep that employee locally, because it just supports the local economy even more.
It does, and it's helpful for people to shop locally. You look at what's going on with Bonton now and the risk of that company getting into financial trouble like a lot of retailers. Our Yonkers is part of that puzzle, and so we need to support that store so it's recognized as a lot of people do shop there. We shop there, so it's important we continue to use that and shop locally. I'd also suggest that it's important that people consider living here for the long haul. I mean, for me, I want to commute to my fun. I don't want to commute to my work. I want to go someplace and work. I want to work locally, and if I want to go to the Quad Cities or Iowa City or Chicago and do something different, so be it. But I want to live here.
And it's got to be nice for everybody at the chamber because you're right in the heart of downtown.
With our move, it's really nice that we've gotten. I mean, we're right kitty corner from the new hotel coming in, and so that'll be a really exciting place for us to be. We're excited to have our annual dinner take place there as their first event.
Wow.
We will put 350 people in that building that night, and I have had the opportunity to go through there, and they have done an outstanding job of putting that place together. It is looking better all the time, and they're
well, I mean,
it's awesome.
You talk about the Merrill Hotel and Conference Center and the jobs it's going to create and the opportunities that folks are going to have to utilize that space and the views of the river. And your annual meeting and recognition night is March 29th.
March 29th.
So
it's coming on fast. So it's going to be
and it's been so wonderful to watch that building rise and how they've shaped it. And for folks that don't understand the value that's going to have, I mean, it's really going to do so much because you think of these companies that have folks like Hahn, and Bandag and whomever else that they bring people from out of town. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a great place for them to stay, and then they'll be able to experience the heart of downtown Muscatine, which I feel is just doing extremely well. Please continue to go there, but talk about that. I mean, that's going to be so nice for all those businesses.
We have I believe a lot of the numbers show in the studies prior to the feasibility studies for the hotel that a great many people will commute back and forth to the Quad Cities to do their, and so with this new hotel coming to town, we'll give just one more opportunity for business people to stay here.
Yep.
We have good hotels in town, there's no doubt about it, and we want them to take advantage of those as well. But this is a different environment entirely, and it's a place where those executives who come and visit our community will feel comfortable going and staying, and we're really looking forward to that happening, and what the impact of that will be on our downtown. Because it has a real opportunity to make that a vital place and change the outlook and how that operates in totality.
Well, and just to have events like the one that you're going to have, and no pressure on the Merrill staff, but I mean it's coming up so quick. Well, really excited for you.
And we're excited for them. It'll be a great night to show off the hotel.
I'm Rebecca and everybody have been just working so diligently down there, and the same goes for everybody in downtown. You know, I know a lot of folks that are in small to medium-sized businesses that are there every day, and it's mom and pop. Some of it's bar or restaurant, but those folks are opening their doors. Doesn't matter what the weather is doing outside, and it's all about just that. It's kind of like that circle, right? Like you got to keep going downtown, and if you can find things that you need, whether it be gifts or whatever, I encourage you to do so. And the chamber, I mean, you guys do such a great job working with all of these businesses. Again, you're talking to the large ones, but then you're absolutely there for the small businesses as soon as they arrive.
Well, you know, we are a member-driven organization, and we have it's an interesting dynamic. I mean, we have members of one employee to the big businesses in community have thousands of employees. So it's an interesting dynamic, and we care for all of them, and they all tie this community together in a great way to make it a great community for us.
So let's talk about LOST, which we were talking about briefly, and that stands for what? This is pretty cool.
It's the local option sales tax.
Okay.
The local option sales tax, don't hold me to the dates, but roughly 20 years ago, or a little better, the community opted to put a 1 cent sales tax on. It was voted in and has been voted in a couple of times now, and that is put in place to support the sewer waste separation that the community has to get done. That costs thousands, millions of dollars to do.
Sure.
And so it's not optional. That's going to get done. So how are you going to pay? By what means will you pay? Do you want to raise your water rates? Just as soon not. Do you want to raise property tax? Probably not. Those tend to stay once you get those. So this local option sales tax has done a great job of funding this work that has got to be done. It also is used for surfacing of our roads. I mean, a chunk of it is. So with that, I mean, we really support getting that done, and I think it's first Tuesday in March 6th, I believe it is, that referendum will be before the voters, and we really encourage people to come out and vote to reinstate that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we'll just keep reminding folks about that because it is important, and I'm glad that you guys are able to talk about that. So what else is coming up? I mean, certainly, you know, you're busy. You also have the Convention Visitors Bureau with Jody Hansen under the umbrella with the chamber, and it's weird because we're in February, and it's going to snow more. But pretty soon we'll get that break of spring, and people will be back along the riverfront and the parks and different activities and events. But is there anything else coming up that you want to mention?
Well, you know, it's a ways out a little bit, but we learned in the last couple of weeks that we'll have the state bowling tournaments, both men and women's, coming to town. And that's quite the event when that gets started. I mean, it's weekend after weekend where all these folks come into town and spend their money and go bowling and have a good time, and we're looking forward to them coming into the community. We'll have the youth bowling tournament coming next year. I think it's next year that they're coming to town. So those are very positive things. We're also seeing that it's time for us to ramp up our efforts to be in touch with soccer teams, and softball teams, and baseball teams, because they come to town, and there's a lot of those people that come into the community, and so we want to reach out to them so they are fully aware of what we have to offer in this community, so that they choose to stay here when they come. And Jody's doing a great job pulling that together.
Yeah, Jody's wonderful. She's super passionate, and I think that goes to everybody in your organization, right? They care, they're connected, they're out, they're involved. I don't know if it's a mandatory thing, but it makes sense to have people on different boards and volunteering. You know, it's the right thing to do. I know it's important for you, but I mean, just speak to the strengths of your team. They're wonderful.
Well, it's been a fun thing to watch the team together and start rowing our oars all in the same direction to try to make the community a better place to live and work and play, and everybody is focused on making that happen and helping one another to do that. You know, we get caught up in our own office and what we're doing sometimes, but when people reach out to you and want a hand to get something done, we're there to help one another. we find ourselves taking some interesting phone calls at time into our office that people want information or how can we help them connect to businesses, and that's important to us.
Sure.
We want people to think that this is a welcoming community, and we want to be right out in front of that. But Muscatine is filled with great people who are passionate about making this a great town, and we look forward to that work continuing.
I'm so glad you joined us. I appreciate it, and I know that you're only going to continue to do good things with your organization, Greater Muscatine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and we want to remind folks again, business after hours, 5 till 7 at Unity Point Health tonight.
Yep, for our members. And you guys may be talking about Joe Wieskamp here in a few minutes, but I'm going to put a plug in too. If you have not been out to see this guy play basketball, I really encourage you to do so.
Yeah.
It has been fun to see that gym get packed and see the fire with that whole team and to see him lead that charge. It's really a lot of fun to go to the gym.
I was emailing with Mike Morgan, activities director, yesterday, and Mike and Joe will be sitting next to me soon.
Oh, good.
I'm excited for that. Joe and his family, they're just
super people.
Great people,
Yep.
Great members of the community, and you're right, it's been such a thrill for Muscatine and for everybody on that team. Can't wait to see where they go, and Joe, of course, next year is a Hawkeye, hometown Hawkeye.
Awesome.
It's going to be great. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate it.
Shop local.
Greg Jenkins, President, CEO of the Greater Muscatine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We're going to check in with Chef Tess, who is working hard. Ooh, I feel like I smell some onions coming together, maybe. Yeah, and it does smell good, doesn't it? Again, we're trying to work on developing that smell-o-vision. So, well, if you hang around long enough, I mean, you are the boss. In the meanwhile, I'm going to get Jake Hardman ready. And Chef, so talk about what else you're cutting up right now.
Working on julienning some bell peppers, which is a fancy word to describe just cutting it into strips.
Nice.
And I can actually show the proper way to do that if you'd like.
Yes.
I see a lot of people doing it a lot of different ways. A lot of times people just kind of hack the top off right away.
Nice.
Actually, what you should do is stand it upright and then take the sides off. So you're going to take like the 4 walls off of a house, basically.
It's so important to know how to do it the right way, too, because, oh, wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
You're so good. You're so much better than Okay, my peppers don't look like that when I get done.
Yeah, and the cool thing is there's like there's no waste. And that's
Yeah.
why it's important to do it this way. So
Wow. That
then
is
you're left with all this
fantastic.
fun stuff.
So you're using a yellow pepper, a red pepper, and then is that going to go into the same pan as the onions are?
I'm going to do them separate so that if people want to order a sandwich today without either one, we can accommodate that.
Wow. Again, folks, you're tuning into Hy-Vee today with Tony Tone. That's Chef Tess in the kitchen. We are just a few moments away from, oh my goodness, look at this. Wait till you see what Jake Hardman, the bakery manager from Hy-Vee has. We're going to get him mic'd up. In the meanwhile, Chef Tess is still working in the kitchen. And please, again, pick up that Philly cheesesteak panini. Starting at 11 a.m., Chef?
11 a.m.
Okay.
11 to 2.
11 to 2 in front of the store. Not outside the store, right? You're
No,
not okay.
not today.
A little chilly. All right. Okay, Hy-Vee today continues. My next guest, wow. Those donuts are just fancy schmancy. It's Jake Hardman, buddy of mine. Good to see you. First time on the program, of course. And as the bakery manager here at Hy-Vee, it was about, was it a year ago or more when the donut game changed? When did that happen?
Around Labor Day, actually.
Okay.
Yep.
So not even a year.
Not even a year.
Hy-Vee decides we want to have the best donuts in town, and that meant that each donut that folks would come here and purchase is fried in the store, right?
Yep, hand cut, hand fried every day.
And I've seen you and your crew cut the donuts. I've seen them be fried. I've certainly tasted the end result, and they're fabulous. So I'll tell you this, if you're tuning in to Hy-Vee today and you have not tried a donut from the Hy-Vee Bakery, fresh fried donuts, you're missing out. What do you have for us that we're showing off today?
So actually, we have some new donuts that are coming out starting next Monday. These are just four of a few of the new ones that are changing. We've got a peanut butter and jelly. We've got a apple pie.
Oh my gosh.
We've got a strawberries and cream. And this one, I call it Death by Chocolate, but it's the real name is Chocolate Delight.
Now, the thing with these donuts, like, I feel like we could get into the bib business, because when you eat a donut like this, it's a little, not that it will be messy, but it's kind of almost hard to avoid. What's the strategy you give somebody when they pick up a Death by Chocolate or Chocolate Delight?
It's kind of like, what is the sandwich that you got to eat?
Yeah, like the Philly cheesesteak.
Exactly, yeah.
You got to do the lean.
Yes, the lean, 2 hands. Definitely don't eat a donut and drive type deal.
Yes. That's public service announcement.
Yes, absolutely.
Do not eat a donut and drive. Seriously, I mean, they're great though. And then also, in the bakery, things change as the seasons change, and I know you have a lot of heart-shaped cookies for Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The cake designer's been doing a great job. We got heart-shaped cookies, cupcakes of Valentine's themes. We got heart-shaped giant cookies, actually, along with cutout cookies. We're going to have a sweet deal on the gourmet mini cupcakes as well. So, yeah.
Those are good too. A couple years ago, the gourmet cupcakes roll out, and that's like all the rage, and they're still fabulous, right? They're still great.
Oh, yeah.
And then the donuts kind of jumped them a little bit. And then we would be remiss to not talk about the cake designers, as you mentioned, and the work that they're doing, from weddings to birthdays. We had the cake auction last Friday.
Yep.
And your team did, I don't know how many, at least 25, if not more cakes.
Yeah, I was the lucky one that had to deliver all those, so it was fun.
Oh, he means it too.
Yes.
Jake was delivering all those cakes. It was great. How long has it been for you at Hy-Vee, buddy?
Oh, shoot. Going on about 13 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've had so many different roles here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It was just up until, has it been 2 years for you as bakery manager, or how long?
No, I'm be a year in March, actually. So
Wow.
not even a year yet.
So that was a whole different undertaking and thing to learn, because, again, we talk about the sweet side of the bakery, but you're also doing breads, you're doing buns.
Yeah, I kind of went in, jumped in,
Yeah.
didn't really know what I was doing, but I got a strong team back there that helped me learn things along the way, and still got some kinks that we got to work out as all things go. But yeah, it's a fun job, and I don't regret taking it at all. It's definitely been fun.
Okay, now the obvious question is, when you get home, are you tired of sweets? Are you tired of donuts? Are you baking? Are you taking a break? What are you doing?
I definitely take a break from it. I don't do any baking at home. I get enough of that here.
Right. It's one of those things where you're doing it all day for 8 to 12 or longer hours. And the other thing is, I don't think folks realize that your team, you're doing donuts overnight. And when the donuts came to town, it helped create jobs, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have a whole team. We have fryers, we have our donut designers, and then we got our donut cutters as well. So it's definitely an all-day thing to get these ready to go by the morning.
The only thing you don't have is an official donut sampler.
Well, this guy that comes back, he tends to come back every now and then. We just hired him on. So.
Yeah, right. Well, other duties as described, right? No,
Exactly.
Listen, when I was talking to Jake about coming on the show, I said, bring some props, not as a chubby, selfish guy, although, the donuts are fabulous. But it's just nice to be able to show off what you can do.
Absolutely, yep. And with these new ones coming out, we also have a couple other ones that I didn't get out. Mm-hmm. My plate was only so big.
Right.
But we're going to do some glazed fried croissants.
Okay.
Bringing back, a rosebud, which is like an apple fritter, except with cherry in it.
Nice.
So it's going to be good. A few other ones as well. But.
And I don't know if you want to talk about this, but you had us sample something the other day that you were working on.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of a biscuit. What was that?
Yeah, it's a cheddar garlic biscuit.
Okay.
We're going to have that coming out next week, pairing it with Captain John's seafood for Lent. So yeah, it was pretty good. You liked it.
It was really good. Listen, if I have to sample new creations from the bakery at my job here at Hy-Vee, shucks. Can you imagine if I could get into a DeLorean and go back in time and tell myself, maybe as a freshman at St. Ambrose, hey, guess what? In a couple of years, you're going to get to sample things as part of your job. I would high-five future Tony, and I would also tell him to get on the elliptical a little bit more. But these donuts and everything that you guys do in the bakery, it's just impressive. And I can't sit here and pretend to understand the ins and outs of the business, but I can appreciate when I am in the store and I'm in your department, because you have a team back there, and there's never a break in the action. That oven is always going.
Yep.
I mean, from cookies, again, to the donuts, to the cakes, to the breads. And I'll just say that you guys do an excellent job. And you have, how many people are in the bakery on your team?
I got a team of about 25 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 25 people. That's a lot, right?
That is a lot. And it's, like I said, it's a 24-hour, we're a 24-hour shop anymore now that we're doing donuts.
Yeah.
So we're always going nonstop.
It's great. And also, like, you know, the snack mixes. We had the big game recently, and you guys whipped up. So I couldn't believe it. You're doing it by hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not one of those things you think about. You look at it and you're like, they did that in the bakery? Yeah, it's a full service operation. If you had to pick one of the new donuts that's your favorite, what would you go with?
The apple pie one for sure.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good stuff.
Now, you know my favorite. I like I don't want to say it's boring, but it's an old fashioned sourdough glazed. It's really good. If you haven't had it, it's just right behind us.
Absolutely. Everybody that walks up to the case that hasn't had our fried donut yet, that's like the starter right there, because you're gonna get hooked on them for sure on those.
It's like the fried donut 101 course.
Exactly.
So I'm still stuck on the 101. This is like the advanced course right here. Listen, we know that Valentine's Day is coming up, or if it's just because you want to treat your coworkers or treat yourself, you can do it with the help of the bakery. And I'll just say this, as it gets warmer outside, and folks are still grilling, we know that, but maybe you're picking up some brats from the meat department. If you haven't put a brat on a bakery fresh bun,
Oh yeah.
oh, no offense to the regular buns, you're fine. But the bakery fresh buns,
Our buns are great.
next level. Your buns are great. You got nice buns back there. Oh boy. All right, this is a family show,
Sorry.
Jake. Jake Hardman, bakery manager at your Muscatine Hy-Vee. Please go see him and the crew. They're doing a lot of great work back there, and the fact that he took the time to join us, I appreciate it very much. And again, if you haven't tried these donuts, some people will travel out of town to get donuts, and I'll tell you right now, and you can trust the chubby guy, you can stay in town for these donuts because they're delightful. Now you just need a little bit of milk with them, or a shameless plug for Starbucks. That's delightful. Have you ever thought about blending up a donut and putting it into a Starbucks coffee?
We could do that in the future.
All right.
Yeah. I'll put it on my list of things to do.
Right, yeah. Well, you're not that busy. So.
Yeah. No.
All right, Jake Hardman, thanks, dude.
Hey, not a problem,
Appreciate
bud.
it. He's a good guy. One of the friendly faces you'll see, a helpful smile, if you will, throughout the aisles. We're going to check in. Chef Tess appears to be plating. Oh, boy.
Ooh, that looks good.
Wow. So we're going to take a live look at the chef station, unless Chef is just going to... Are you heading this way? Yeah, come on over. This is exciting. So if you want to come around, we can make some room. I got breakfast, and okay, so
Look at that.
wow, that looks so great. We got to get a close-up of that. So again, this is the... Hold on, Chef, stay here.
Yeah.
Chef's mic'd up, right? So everybody can hear? Good. Thank you, guys. All right, so we're going to come in close on this. Chef Tess and Brian McNelly going to be doing the Philly cheesesteak panini. That's a work of art.
Smells so good.
Thanks.
Wow. How long did you have to press the sandwich together?
It's just a quick press at the end. We
Okay.
griddle it to order. We got a nice
wow.
long griddle.
Yeah.
We press it at the end.
my
And then
goodness.
serve it up. And that's a full size one. So it's
Yeah.
$7.
$7 well spent. This is great. Yeah, I was gonna say. So should I sample it? Is that what you want me to do? Okay. I don't want to be shy. And I gotta do the lean, right? Exactly. It's gonna make great streaming. Oh my goodness. There's so much going on. That cheese whiz is amazing. I know. I haven't taken a bite of anything on TV yet. That is really good.
Thank
Wow. And it's just fresh, and the bread is so great. The meat, you're going to miss out if you don't try that. You want to try that other piece?
I mean,
Might as well.
We got to share, right?
exactly.
So, Chef, what about for you? You cook all the time. You're doing caterings. You're doing stuff like this. Do you cook when you get home?
Yes.
Yes?
I get
Okay.
asked that a lot. Yes.
I was going to say, that's probably... Jake, what do you think?
That was super good.
Yeah. That's crazy, right? So, we... Again, you can go to school for this, ladies and gentlemen. It's called Cut Your Chops for 11 Years and come to work at Hy-Vee. We'll put you on the Facebook and the YouTubes. Not the MySpace, though. We're not on the
We're past
MySpace.
that.
All right, there's a lot going on. I have to say thanks to Greg Jenkins from the Greater Muscatine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Thanks to Jake Hardman. Thanks to Chef Tess. Today, Thursday, $7 for a full, $4 for a half, fresh, made-to-order Philly cheesesteak panini. So good. Wow, you're going to miss out if you don't get it. And thank you for cooking.
Yeah, anytime.
That's
That's
great.
what I do.
And thanks for the donuts. Again, very similar approach with the sandwich and the donut. You have to do the lean, as you saw us all kind of do. I don't think I got anything on my shirt. You did good. Okay. All right, listen, we're going to wrap it up because, quite frankly, we got some business to take care of. Thank you for watching Hy-Vee Today. We'll be back tomorrow on Friday with Jason Miller. Special Olympics, Muscatine. He's the director and a great guy. And Chef Tess, you're the guest tomorrow. You know that?
Yeah,
So you're going to be like seated here, or I mean, I don't feel like you have to cook all the time, but we'll talk a little bit more in depth. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Perfect. All right, Hy-Vee@gmail.com. If you have any suggestions for folks that you think we should talk to, you can live stream the show on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Apple TV, and Roku TV. Download the Boxcast app on your Apple TV and Roku. Search Hy-Vee Today, and then join us, of course, on Facebook. We're also going to do another giveaway on the Facebook page today, another $20 Hy-Vee gift card. So make sure that you jump in the comments section if you're there with us live or if you're going to watch this again later. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Be safe with the snow coming in tonight and tomorrow, and we'll see you bright and early at 8:30 right here on Hy-Vee Today. Bye.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community. Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.